Okay, so the guys are taking the siding off here. Some of this plywood is not perfect. Maybe there was rot at some point in this cardboard, and then they put new siding on and changed it and kind of pieced it in places. Some of it's not really fitting real good up here. Some of it doesn't break on a stud, which is a little weird. And then there's some voids, like this piece is missing a scrap here. There's a little hole above the window there. It's not optimum. But the roof is coming on. Missing some tape up there. Have to check that out. The electric service is gonna be moved to this spot here. All these heat pumps are going into a stack, like a vertical column here. And this is the new roof coming on. So the old roof was these tongue and groove pieces here, and then 4 inches of foam on top of it, and then some OSB on top of that. And then so the air barrier is coming across that assembly. It's this blue stuff here, and then it's going to come down the wall once we strip all this stuff off, and then tie into an air barrier that's coming up from the foundation. It doesn't exist here yet. It'll be behind 12 inches of foam on the exterior foundation. But these I-joists are all screwed down to that roof deck there. And then that is actually, the I-joists are actually holding up this 3.5-inch tongue and groove that used to be the old structural roof. So there's 10-inch timber lock screws that run down through that foam, through the flange of the I-joists, and then screw into that old growth Douglas fir tongue and groove roof, or ceiling rather, as it were. And then these I-joists actually span the whole roof. Hi. And then this is the floor. These are those windows from yesterday. And we emptied out the garage. And the ERV is here. And then the rocks are coming tomorrow. So we're gonna fill this place with rocks. Taking out this wall over here and cleaning up the block. You can see the exterior insulation poking through there. We took out these columns. This wall above the opening here, we're gonna cut out and put in a lift slide there. And this is yesterday's staircase. We moved this around like 3 times. Because this was a split level house, all the stairs were these like sort of half height things. So we've been moving them and splicing them and stuff just to get them out of our way. Tomorrow the sling truck is gonna shoot rocks in here and fill this up. And then we'll be ready to put the 12 inches of insulation on the floor, which is that insulation outside the door there. And we're going to move this radon vent up into this cavity. This is that ceiling we installed 2 days ago. These are the beams that used to hold up the roof deck, but now this whole roof deck is, we took out all the supports because it's being hung off of the I-joists above. And there's some electricians and plumbers here today. I can show you some of those I-joists. So you can see them out front here. These 16-inch LVLs are the rim, and they're hangered on. Uh-oh, it's upside down hanger. That hanger is supposed to be right side up right there. but all the other ones are inverted because the LVL on the exterior is actually hanging off of it, off of the ends of the i-joist. So you can see, here's an example of that. The hanger right here is attached normally, and then the one to the left of it there is attached inverted because that LVL is hanging off of it. Oh God, too much. Zoom is crazy. So this is what the exterior foam looks like. It's 12 inches on the outside. This will be the front door. This will be another lift slide here. And the foam is going to wrap around this foundation and run down that side. We're waiting on a gas disconnect, and we're going to pull the gas line out of the ground because we don't have any gas on this project. And this is the end over here. So the whole exterior of the building is going to get 12-inch i-joists on the outside of it, and then this is all going to be blown in cellulose all the way up the walls, which is going to tie into this 12 inches of foundation insulation, and then that's going to tie into 16 inches of cellulose over the roof, which is on top of the 4 inches of polyiso foam, which you might be able to see right there. On top of that 4 inches of foam, and then the ceiling in here in this addition is tied to the air barrier, which is over top of the old roof deck. You can see the see the blue tape peeking out there. The blue tape was attached to the top of the roof deck and covers the entire roof deck, and you can see it on the face here as well. So that air barrier ties into this plywood, which is an air barrier, which runs out to the exterior here. And then the exterior of these walls are going to get coated with the same peel and stick, and that air barrier is going to come all the way down and tie into this one here, which runs all the way to the bottom of the foundation. And then the air barrier in the floor on the inside is going to tie onto that same concrete. Technically speaking, the concrete is a valid air barrier, but this is a remodel and it's complicated. But yeah, that's the project that's going on today. Oh, you can see this Vanta is coming over the top of this wall and tying into the ceiling in there. So that's how the ceiling air barrier connects to the exterior wall air barrier here, which is going to go all the way down to the footer onto this concrete here. Like I said, concrete is technically a valid air barrier, but it's not perfect because if it cracks, then there's a leak. Yeah, so I'm going to get back inside and I'll check in later. Thanks for looking.